You're listening to a download from the outdoorstation.co.uk. Number 571.
Hello and welcome back to the Outdoors Station and part 3 of this mini-series recorded at OTS, the outdoor trade show in the UK, breaking down some of the latest developments and changes in the outdoors world, which will be coming your way in the next 12 months. I hope your curiosity has been piqued if you've listened to previous episodes, and if you're a new listener, I would ask you to click subscribe or maybe visit the outdoorstation.co.uk website and join the newsletter, as I have a wealth of content to come this year, including adventure diaries, interviews with adventurers, gear reviews, and so on. And I can't rely on good old social media to be consistent in sharing my hard-worked endeavours. So looking back in 569, we talked a bit about PFAS and the problems and changes that it is bringing into our lives. In 570, we moved on to repair and how various brands are tackling and offering that service. In this episode, I talk to another new UK SME trying to gain some headway and hear about a brand who are attempting to remove zips from all their extensive product range. More of a challenge than you might think. But first, let's talk about skill, knowledge, and experience. Now, there is an old saying which asks the question, what do you get when you don't get what you want? And the answer is experience. But it may not be the experience you really want to have when it comes to the outdoors, as we hear of too many stories about people who have had an experience which turns out to be fatal or very close to it. Many of you listening, I'm sure, will be confident in the outdoors, maybe extremely confident on the hills, but perhaps if you were suddenly placed in a kayak in heavy seas or about to leap off a cliff attached to a hang glider, that confidence may abandon you somewhat. Chances are you might have someone in your social outdoor circles who knows someone who could probably give you some advice. But spare a thought for those others, maybe in the office or who you might know socially, who don't have much experience or knowledge in the family when it comes to the outdoors. Plus, they might be under pressure from their kids or other family members who often say, we would love to try to do some of this outdoor adventuring malarkey that they've seen on TV or social media. Now, this was something I had never really considered before due to our own personal history, and I'm sure you guys must be the same. But it is a fair point. There must be people all over this fair country of ours who want to give some of this new outdoor activity stuff a try, but they would prefer to do it under guidance if at all possible. If they enjoy it, then they of course can take it further and develop themselves or take qualifications or whatever it may be. And if not, maybe they want to try something else, all without having to buy the full carload of kit only to use it once. While I was wandering the exhibition hall, I bumped into another well-known podcaster, that tough girl herself, Sarah Williams, who introduced me to Kate Hawker, the co-founder of Adventuro.com, which had a solution to this very particular problem.
So Adventuro is a marketplace style platform for learning adventure sports. So we cover 40 plus adventure sports across the UK, right the way from beginner taster experiences all the way through to instructor level training.
Okay, so we've just had a conversation and you described it quite accurately by the sound of it as sort of a booking.com for adventure. So people that might be interested in trying something new that they don't necessarily want to buy into and buy the kayak or buy the surf kite or whatever it may be, but they just actually want to go somewhere and have a taster. Am I right in thinking that's where you're placing yourself?
So we do the full range. So if you take paragliding as an example, you could book your first ever tandem paraglide with us and discover the sport and see if you like it. But you can then come to us, you can do your elementary pilot, you can do your club pilot, and you can do cross-country expeditions in the sport. So we will connect you with the best providers, the best trainers, the best coaches, the best guides to get whatever experience you're looking for, whether it's a tour, an experience, or whether it's a course or a learning opportunity.
Okay, so you've been going about a year now, I understand, and you've had quite a few people sort of through the digital door, as it were.
Yeah, that's right. So, we've managed to connect with hundreds of providers across the UK. We call them our partner centres, so we work in really close partnerships with all of our centres across the UK, offering this huge range of sports. And we have a growing community of people that love adventure sports as much as we do, that are starting to book their sessions through us. So essentially we're helping our partner centres to grow and to connect with more customers, and we're helping our customers to connect with the best of the best in the UK.
So to give me an idea of some of your customers, I mean, are we talking people with, say, young kids that want to do something? Because, I mean, I'll give you an example. I was at the Outdoor Expo down in the NEC there, and you could tell that there were a lot of youngsters that have got very excited about the adventure programs that they've seen on TV, of course, or online, but their parents were very nervous because they didn't have a background in adventure. Of different types of activities. So are you happy to support people with young families as well?
Yeah, so Adventuro is all about finding the right session for you. So we have a really simple filter system where you're able to filter down your experience level, so how much you've done that sport before, if at all. You're able to filter down by your age, you're able to filter kids only, family friendly, female run. So there's loads of different filters that you can use to choose the type of activity that you want, the type of experience, the type of centre, guide, and you can even just get equipment rentals. So if you're just wanting to try out a bit of kayaking yourselves, or you don't want that kind of experience where you're having someone tell you what to do, you can also just rent out the equipment and find the best opportunity in your area or wherever it is that you're travelling to.
I was going to say the next question is, if you're area based, if you're, I don't know, Northumberland or Cornwall, presumably you can search by area and then sort of narrow it down to the sort of adventure you want to do?
Absolutely. So we have a map view where you're able to, again, use all of those filters to filter down, or simply zoom into your area and see all of the different opportunities that there are there. And we are literally adding about 50 new activities every single week at the moment. It's kind of growing really rapidly. So if there's not something in your area yet, then there probably will be by next week.
Certainly, when I've looked for something myself, and I found that their website, should we say, is somewhat lacking.
Yeah.
They might be very good at paddleboarding or whatever it may be, or teaching it, but their website tends to be lacking. And let's face it, not everybody's an expert at everything. This sounds like a great way to open the doors to a new activity, presumably not costing a fortune either.
No, 100%. So, we work, as I say, in partnership with our partners. We're helping them to find customers, and we're making sure that customers are having the best experience in terms of price. So we're not kind of pitting our providers against each other in terms of price. They're just offering what they would offer for their service. We're really outlining what they do, what their strengths are, why they are a great provider for the thing that you're wanting to do. And you can also see on our site where it's a price match as well, to booking direct.
Excellent. So the final question would be, do you actually visit every single provider, or have you just managed to visit who's in your area?
So we're doing our best to do a little bit of a road trip this year and make sure that we meet everybody face to face. So we meet them face to face in the way that we say face to face these days, which is on kind of online calls. And that's kind of the way that we tend to keep in touch with our partner centres. But we are now making our way around the country, trying some of the activities ourselves as well, which has been fantastic. Really having that experience with our partners, which has been awesome. But yeah, we're really careful about who we have on our platform. We really think about which sports we're wanting to cover, which experience levels we're wanting to cover, and making sure that we're partnering with the best providers that are going to give you the best experience.
Can I ask that you check out her website, adventuro.com, adventure with an O on the end.com. It really does have a huge range of outdoor skills and services on there, plus qualifications if people want to take them. It's a great concept and a good way to help people gain confidence and experience without spending too much on kit and making a big mistake. As we all know, kids are notorious for changing their minds. Plus, it's a great central place for all the service providers to display their wares and skills. One company who are really taking their design to the next level by trying to remove all unnecessary zips and clips is Sierra Designs. The outdoor scene really took to the Flex Capacitor series of rucksacks over the last few years with its unique expandable structure. They have a new Zipless pack about to be launched in the UK in the next few weeks. As Damon Street, UK distributor, explains, there's a very unique features on this that will make it, once again, stand out from the crowd.
So yeah, we've got the new Nexus Lite, Sierra Designs Nexus Lite. So it's a 40 to 50 litre pack. It expands, so we've got compression straps on the front, so you can shrink it down. It's a little bit like a Flex Capacitor, but it's kind of an evolution on that. So the Flex Capacitor back system support frame is in there, but it's now visible, so you can see it from the outside. It's still got the articulation at the waist belt, so the spine sits in a cup in the waist belt, and it just articulates. So that keeps it comfortable. As you move, it moves with you, and it's great. But the nice thing about the Nexus Lite, first of all, it's made out of recycled products, recycled nylons. It is completely zip free. So looking at it from a sustainability point of view, what we're trying to do is take out all the parts that could go wrong. So keeping it easy to look after, easy to service, and that's what it does. So it's made up of 3 parts. So the top top pocket is a roll top. You can obviously sit that on there. That holds about 5 litres. That clips off.
Can I just stop you there? So
sure.
I've actually seen that for the first time now you turned it round. So that's a roll top pocket.
Yeah.
So how big a capacity does that?
So it's about 5 litres.
Okay.
So if you pop that open, and it's there we go, just rolls out. Little Velcro there to keep it sealed. But inside there, you've got what I would say is a traditional sized top pocket.
Yeah, it's quite big actually once the roll tops.
Once it's opened up.
Yeah,
and the good thing is, you don't have to have it rolled all the way down if you don't want to. If you really wanted to use it as a bit of extra storage, you can keep it rolled out. And then if you want to, so imagine you get to a camp, you've pitched up, you take the top pocket off.
Which simply unclips.
Yeah, just simply unclips, chuck that away, and then you have the main body of the pack. You can, however, also take off another pocket that's sat on the front here.
So that's the front pocket.
Front pocket
itself.
It's got a compression pocket on the front of that for chucking your either wet gear in or your jacket when you're taking it off. That.
Oh, well, that's reversible as well.
Yep.
So you got they're trying to describe this. So you've got basically a roll top bag, which has got on one side of it mesh.
So yeah, it's like
a mesh pocket. But the actual so it's 3 pieces of material. So you've got an outer mesh and then two other pieces of material which are velcroed across the top. But the whole thing is actually reversible. So when it clips onto the pack, you can either have the mesh pointing outwards. Or have it turned around the other way.
Yep.
For whatever reason you might want to do that, but at least it gives you the option, yeah?
It gives you the option, and yeah, if you've got something in there you want to keep a little bit drier, you can do that, protect it. But then if you unvelcro that, turn it inside out, this pocket has got a Trico lining on the inside, stuff that with your spare clothes, and you've got a pillow.
Nice. And presumably that Velcro's closed again, inverted?
Yeah, so you
doesn't
just
catch on your hair?
Yeah, you just turn it as you would, like that. Seals
What
up,
a cool idea.
and there's your pillow.
What a simple idea.
Decent size. And then,
Coming back to the pack itself, so we now removed the top lid and we removed the front pocket.
yeah, so looking back at the pack and just sort of going back to the concept of it being zipless, so you still got outside pockets for water bottles, you have a couple of inside pockets underneath this wing on the front here, on both sides, so you've got storage, plenty of storage, again roll top, clips down at the sides.
And just sorry to interrupt you there, but if you undid the roll top now, how tall is that? How much more have you got?
So if you
capacity,
if you wanted it
to have a stripped down pack,
stripped down pack, so there's 40 litres inside there,
right?
And that's rolled down. If you were to go out and just leave it open, then there would be probably 45 litres unrolled. But yeah, inside you have hanger for your water bladder, you have another pocket in here which you can clip out for storage of either.
Is that removable as well, those inner pockets?
They will be.
Okay, so this is a demo unit.
Yeah, this is a sample, so yeah, they will be. And then what else was I going to tell you? So the other thing that we would say is, I'm not going to say this is an out and out climbers pack. But if you are out and you have ropes or you're carrying ropes, one of the nice things about this is that you can clip your ropes over the top, and then the wings drop your rope to the side of the pack. The wings will then close around that to keep it tidy, clip it up, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, all right, I can see what you're saying about the climbing rope, but if you had a wet jacket, the same principle, wet tent, same principle, because at least, I mean, I've seen a few times where I've been hiking with people or hiking with other people and they've lost the tent, they've clipped it to the outside and it slipped off. But with something like that, you've got the lash strap over the top, and then with the two wings, you're actually making sure it's not going to go anywhere, aren't you?
Yeah, it's perfect, and it just gives it a bit more versatility. So rather than it just being a straight out backpack, it's a utility pack. It's a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fair play. There's a lot of adaptability there. I could see that going for a lot of different uses. But I mean, for the people who are interested in weight, it's actually quite a respectable weight as well. Yeah.
So it only weighs 1.1 kilos. So yeah, maybe not ultra light, but certainly very light.
Yeah, light enough, surely. Yeah. And what sort of the retail going to be on that?
So the retail on these will be 180.
Okay.
So it is a little bit up there, but actually there's a lot of features packed into that.
Well, I think it's unusual to have a pack with that much flexibility and that many features that actually still keeps within the weight, because generally, and to be fair, I'm not being unkind to Sierra, but American designers tend to keep adding things to packs all the time, and the weight keeps going up, whereas in actual fact there's quite a lot of variety there on options, and at 1.1 that is still extremely respectable.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things our designers love to be innovative. They love the tech, they love the innovation, and they like to just have something that's different. So they think about it, and they're actually trying to look at what we could do with our products and what could be different about them. What would stand us out. So I think that's one of those pieces that really does show you just what we can achieve.
Yeah, and what was the name of the pack again?
So it's the Nexus Light, 40 to 50 litre.
The other category that is getting the same zipless approach is the sleeping category, the sleeping bags. The one we talk about here is the Cloud, which Rose used in our bivvy trip in podcast number 568.
So look, a lot of our background is sustainable product. So we have almost everything that we sell now is recycled or recyclable, with the exception of a couple of sleep mats, which is difficult to completely eradicate original materials. We try and keep the product we have as clean and green as it could be. So we're using sustainable down, we use recycled fabrics, but one of the biggest issues you have with warranty, coming back to the warranty point, is that zips break, zips teeth bend, and it's not necessarily the fault of the product. It happens with all products that have zips. So one of the things that we can do is take the zips out. The other part is coming back to, how do you sleep at home? You don't jump into something with a zip at home, you sleep in a duvet. So there's this combination of two things coming together. One, you want a natural, normal sleeping arrangement. And so in products like the Cloud that we have, which is our down version of the Zipless sleeping bags, we have the Nightcap, which is the synthetic version. We have another down, which is the back country, and another synthetic, which is the front country, which are a bit more car camping orientated, but still, lightweight. But it gives you an intuitive feel. So I think with the Cloud, unlike normal sleeping bags, what I would highlight is that you've got plenty of room. If you're a side sleeper, the comforter part of the sleeping bag wraps around you like a duvet. So you would get into it and you'll sit into it because you have really wide opening to get into. So if you're in a small tent, if you're in a small one-person tent, biggest challenge you have is wriggling yourself into a sleeping bag and then zipping it up. So with the Cloud, you don't have that problem. You just slide yourself into it, roll it over, and you wrap yourself up like a burrito. And it's warm. We have little foot vents at the bottom. So the reason they're there is because you will get warm. You will get probably too warm, and just kick your feet out the bottom, and you'll feel the benefit of that immediately. But it's an 850 down fill. We have a sleeve on the back to slide your sleep mat into, so no chance of falling off of it.
Well, that also helps when I'm a side sleeper, so when I am rotating, the bag is staying where you want it to stay, as opposed to forcing that material to open.
Yeah, and that again makes a big difference. At home, your bed doesn't move when you do. So the idea is that the sleeping bag, the Cloud, won't move underneath you when you want to wriggle around at night. I always jokingly say that Sierra Designs is an American brand. It's built for Americans, so there's plenty of room in there. And although there are other brands out there which you might choose to sleep in if you're hanging off a cliff edge on a rope and you're sleeping on a ledge like that, great. You want something super narrow. You don't get that from Sierra Designs. You get room to move. And you don't really have a weight penalty for that, because in this case you're paying for a tiny little bit of extra fabric and a few more feathers. But the reality of it is it makes it comfortable. And we all go out, we all feel the need to kind of wrap up, maybe sleep in a couple of extra layers if we're somewhere cold, and that takes space up in a sleeping bag. So it gives you the ability to do that comfortably. Comfortable night's sleep.
Brilliant, excellent. Okay, just thinking about the Flex Capacitor, that's obviously been a great seller for you across the range, the 3 different sizes. Is there any development in that coming for 25?
So for 20, we've recently launched the most recent version, which has got 2 big stuff pockets on the front. So that's been our most recent development. Beyond that, for now, there's nothing new. We changed the smaller pack, which is the 25-40 litre, to the Flex Hike. So the Flex Hike is a much more versatile, I'll call it day pack. It can go a bit further. So if you're packing really light, you'll certainly get an overnight out of the Flex Hike. But it doesn't have the same suspension system, the same frame system, but it does have all the other features, so it does grow with you, and you can shrink it down, compress it down. So I actually feel that's probably the direction we'll take right now. So more of the Flex Hike day pack size, 40-60 and 60-80 litre on the new style Flex capacitors, but that's where it is for the time being. We do have some other new developments coming, a bit more in line with the Nexus Light, but we'll tell you about that when we can. Okay, that sounds great. Well, lovely to see you again, and pleased to see the development of certainly that Nexus Light. Is a very interesting pack. I can see that being popular for numerous reasons. So I'll catch you next time. Thank you, Bob. All the best.
Of course, there's more info on all these products and designs over on sierradesigns.com. So do check out the website and find out more for yourself. Okay, so summer is here at last, and many of you will be heading off where the sunshine is probably more guaranteed than it has been here of late. In which case, you know you're going to need some sunglasses, which are A, affordable, B, ethical, C, sustainable, but D, most importantly, look cool. Well, another UK SME cottage manufacturer, Union of Surf, had a colourful, extensive range on display that almost had me reaching for my beach shorts and racing down to Liverpool docks, which would have scared the seagulls, I can tell you. Their designs are proving to be very popular in Australia and in great demand, but it's not a name that's particularly well known in the UK, as Philippa Clark explains.
So we are a year old. Our website launched last year, so we're really fresh, we're really new. It's taken quite a bit of time to get the website as we want it, optimised. Prior to that, we worked on the range for quite a long time to get it just as we wanted it. We sell mostly through the website, and we do take the sunglasses to surf events as well and festivals, and we sell direct there, so we get good feedback from our consumers, what they like, what styles they like, price points that they like, and we've really been able to flex the range and change as according to what our consumers have been telling us they like and don't like, basically.
Okay, so let's start with the basics then. Where are they made?
They're made in Hong Kong, so they're made in China. We've got a great supplier. So they are really focused on everything they make is eco-friendly, so they make bioacetates, aluminiums, and these wood frames as well. So they're a great supplier, like I said. Even the lenses are what's called TAC lens, so that means they are made of cellulose, so they're also biodegradable.
Okay, so the product itself, just to reinforce this, is a biodegradable product, yeah?
The product themselves, basically, the hinges are made from metal, the frames are made from wood, there's FSC wood, and a lot of the time they use offcuts, so the veneers are made from offcuts of other processes, and all the wood is FSC, regulated standard wood. So we're really pleased with the quality of the product that we get.
Okay, I mean, it's a lovely product, and it's very, very trendy, very smart. Not that I'm really up to date with these things, but certainly looking at the colours here and everything that's available, I can see the appeal, certainly. No, obviously with something made from wood, it could possibly obviously suffer water damage and that sort of thing. Does that happen with this process you've got? And if it does, can people return it to you for a repair?
We found them to be very robust in terms of if you get them wet, it doesn't seem to make much of a difference to what happens to them. They don't seem to warp or change shape or anything like that. So come apart, they withstand wet very, very well. I would probably advise you don't dunk them in water regularly or get them too much salt water on them and things like that. But
that's what you wouldn't do with any normal sunglass, really, would you?
We do run a whoop, what we call whoops repair. So if something happens to them, they break or whatever, like they will with any sunglasses, we will give you half off your next pair. So we know stuff happens to sunglasses. We offer that for customers.
Yeah, I mean, you were saying just moments before we started recording this, actually it's taken off in a big way in Australia, and it's a bit slow taking off in the UK. Mind you, let's face it, sunglasses, we haven't seen an awful lot of sun this year.
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit with the climate that we're experiencing in the UK. In retail, it is a little bit hard at the moment, and retailers are wanting to buy things that they know. Certainly the big retailers anyway. So I think we need to wait and see. We need to be around for a bit longer, build some confidence with the retailers and our consumers as well. We're selling well online, so our focus will be to continue to, make sure customers can find us online and make sure we give really good service, good customer service. Get some good reviews, keep all the basics right, basically, and hopefully we can build the brand presence so that retailers will hear of us, want us eventually. So, yeah.
But for those buying direct, or at least looking to buy direct, shall we say, is there any particular style that actually outstrips the others as regards popularity? There
is a style that there's two styles actually. They're all wood frame. There's a walnut veneer frame called the Fistrals, named after Fistral Beach down in Newquay. I'll show you those. They are, and the blue lenses. Everyone loves a blue lens.
Yeah, so it's very in at the moment, isn't it?
So that sky blue mirror lens, they suit everybody.
Yeah.
And they're very unisex as well. And then the other frame, the other style that people really like, these pink lenses here, called the Kutas, beach in Indonesia. So they have the bamboo arms, and that is a forever recyclable plastic at the front. Right. And the transparent frame is very on trend. And that's the other thing we found about, really started this with, can we do things better? Can we do things more eco? And we found number one thing with consumers is with sunglasses, they have to be cool. They have to look good on you. Fashion and styles, number one, but the brand also has to tick boxes for them in terms of eco. Is it sort of, what's the packaging like? Do they send it to me in a plastic bag? Where's it come from? So
it's becoming more and more popular and more important for everybody's products, not just yourself. And I think it's a sign of the times, really. So just a random question off the top of my head, really, is what's the design process? Because as you say, there's certain styles that seem to look cool on everybody, and certain styles that look cool on just a few people. We've all got different face shapes, and I'm wearing glasses now myself, and it's always a problem trying to find something you feel comfortable with. So how do you go about that, actually designing something which fits the cool category?
The design process, I think, really is we just try to do as much research as we can, and we look at what other leading brands are doing and what trends are out there, and then we test them with our consumers as well. So we'll try a few new styles. We've got 3 new lens colours in a style called Mavericks, and we've got a style called Nazare, which is after the big wave locations. So we're going to try those. We've got 6 new lens colours, and we're just going to see what people think of them.
Do you sort of sit in front of the computer and sketch things out? Is that how it works?
For hours. Yeah. We do a lot. I look at a lot of sunglasses shapes. Right. And we're still learning all the time. And it changes all the time as well. So, but like I said, we've got good supply. Our really key thing at the moment is making sure we can have short lead times, which is kind of our back end of our office, how we run the business. Is trying to make sure we can get styles in short lead time. So we're trying to make sure the design process is as short as possible. So we don't want to take too long over deliberating on new styles. And just we really want to be customer led on what styles work for them. So that's why we go to the beach at surf events. And I go, what do you like? 16-year-old kids, 45-year-old mums, what do you like? And that's how we learn, really.
Yeah, fabulous. Okay.
If you would like to be one of the cool outdoor station listeners, Philip has very kindly given us a 25% discount code to use on any of their products until the end of 2024. So nip over to unionofsurf.com and use the code TOS25 as many times as you like. The prices are already very affordable, so it does make them a bit of a steal, but it makes them a very cool steal at the same time. So please don't forget all the other codes and promotions I've mentioned so far. Some only last until the end of August. Nick Wax are offering free samples of their refresh range by mentioning the outdoor station. Pits and Bits have got their washing and hygiene range 20% off. Keeler Clothing 20% off. Intrepid Explorer hygiene range 20% off. And now the Union of Surf a very generous 25% off. All these codes can be found in the show notes wherever you're listening to this podcast or on the outdoorstation.co.uk website. There's more conversations coming with Thermarest, Darn Tough, Zambalan, Osprey, Big Agnes, Paramo and Ultra. So stay tuned and make sure you hit that subscribe button. As always, folks, feedback, comments, etc. are always greatly appreciated. So if you've enjoyed these series or found anything interesting, please do let me know. Until next time, folks, take care out there and bye for now.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. To hear or see more from our extensive free library, please visit theoutdoorstation.co.uk.